The next Spotlight Cash card in Marvel Snap is Moonstone. And she is joined by Black Swan and Nocturne. Okay, so Black Swan isn't bad in like a sometimes bounce deck, but most of the time it's your basic dump deck. For those of you guys that don't know, a dump deck is where your goal is to dump all the cards into your hand. So like there's only one or two cards in your hand, so you can focus on those cards specifically for whatever reason, such as a Dracula dump deck would want to get rid of everything, so they just have the one card from Dracula. Anyway, and Nocturne. Nocturne used to be OP back in the day, now she just sort of okay, I guess, especially since we're getting more and more move cards coming out. She doesn't play as big of a role as she used to because she's probably the only move card that can't get advantage in locations like Sanctum or, any location the opponent couldn't play. Because once you move her into that location, she changes the location into something that most likely the opponent will be able to play into. So that she used to be real good back in the day, back when she was used so much they nerfed her to a 3/4, which is weird because now I feel like they come out with 3/5s by default now. Anyway, this isn't a Nocturne conversation. This is a Moonstone conversation, and as such, let's see what you get from Moonstone, shall we? Ability is ongoing, has the ongoing effects of your 1, 2, and 3 cost cards here. Now, that is interesting. It's interesting for a number of reasons, okay? It's interesting because of the fact that it encourages stacking in one location, which of course is susceptible to Enchantress or even Rogue to some degree. But I feel like you can circumvent that if you play Cosmo in that location. So it's kind of one of those things. Maybe you do want Cosmo in a deck like this. And see, it's interesting that she had the ongoing effects of your 1, 2, and 3 cost cards. I mean, one cost, I get the Ant-Man for one cost. 2 cost ongoing. Really the only ongoing that 2 cost that seems relevant to me is armor, but I feel like I'm missing something. I'm probably missing something. And 3 cost, well, 3 cost can be a number of things, okay? Including 4, 5, and 6 cost, technically speaking. Okay, hear me out. Mystique. Okay. Mystique can copy any ongoing card. So yeah, that's going to be technically a bit wild. But with that said, in my mind, Mystique doesn't. If you go the Cosmo route, like I mentioned at the beginning, Mystique doesn't really help there, not really, because of the fact that you have to play Mystique into the Moonstone lane in order for Moonstone to get the effect. And if you have a Cosmo there, then you can't play Mystique because she's on reveal at first. So you have to turn into the card first. So yeah. Or if you can anticipate that your opponent isn't going to Enchantress till like turn 6 or something, then you can play Mystique, then hurry up, throw down the Cosmo. That's always an option. But there is what I believe a downside to this card. And what prevents me from thinking that it's super OP, which is the fact that you're committing a lot to one lane. But with that said, Mystique can technically copy Moonstone as well. So I don't know. I don't know what the upside of that is yet. I haven't really thought it through, if I'm being perfectly honest. But Mystique can. Okay. Okay. So let's say 10-4, you play Moonstone, right? Okay. And then 10-5, Mystique copies Moonstone. And Mystique copies Moonstone and then plays Iron Man. I don't really know what the end game for that is. I'm sure I'll come up with a deck idea involving something when the card comes out. But right now, I got nothing. Let me know comment section below if you have any ideas. Because Moonstone on paper seems like the perfect card. Seems brilliant. The 4/6 stat line is literally Enchantress's stat line right now on it. So, that's good. You can go toe to toe with Enchantress per se. Enchantress still has an advantage because Disable's ongoing, but what scenario Moonstone is a decent card just for power. You know, sometimes you want to play a 4/6 just for power. That being said, Moonstone being a 4-cost is interesting because then you can play Zabu technically and get Moonstone out on turn 3. Again, I'm just thinking out loud, don't really know what relevant that has yet. For some reason, I'm not coming up with very many combos. Now, in theory, if your opponent's playing an ongoing deck, you could play Moonstone and then you could play Moonstone into what's it called, Super Scroll. And hear me out, Super Scroll goes in a different lane than Moonstone. And then Mystique, the Super Scroll in the Moonstone lane. So technically you have 2 Super Scrolls because, well, no, wait, you would have effectively 3 Super Scrolls because you're Super Scrolling regularly. Well, first you're Moonstoning, then you're Super Scrolling in a different lane. So that's 1 Super Scroll. Mystique is copying Super Scroll in the Moonstone lane. So Moonstone then gains the power of Super Scroll. So effectively, you'll have 3 Super Scrolls. Again, don't know the relevance of that, but I feel like it would be pretty cool, right? Especially if your opponent's playing like an Iron Man type. Ooh, yes, Moonstone. We've done it, guys. We built a deck that counters literally one deck and nothing else. Okay, so yeah, we'll play around a bit in the future. Let me know your guys' thoughts and ideas. Comment section below. And with that said, I will catch you guys in the future. Later.